Hey there, sorry about that. I actually was trying to answer a phone call, so my bad. Well, I ended the phone call, which is kind of a little bit not good because I needed to do that phone call, so. And then I paused this. I'm still learning how to do that. It said it was paused. I tried to resume it, and then it just ended it, so. Go figure. All right, welcome back. This is Teizzy's World. Let's continue forward, shall we? Where we last left off. My apologies for doing that. Next time I might not. Next time I'll probably just, not do that. All right, so where were we? Oh my goodness! Seriously?
When darkness seems to
Okay, there we go. So, back. Alright, so where were we? I'm going to go ahead and just start off at 11 here on this side, just because I just want to make sure. Alright, so, and the navy also of Hiram that brought gold from Ophir, brought in from Ophir great plenty of almug trees and precious stones. And the king made of the almug trees pillars for the house of the Lord and for the king's house, harps also and psalteries for singers. There came no such almug trees, nor were seen unto this day. And King Solomon gave unto the queen of Sheba all her desires, whatsoever she asked, besides that which Solomon gave her of his royal bounty. So she turned and went to her own country, she and her servants. Solomon's revenues and splendor. Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon as 1 year was 666 talents of gold. And but besides that, he had of the merchantmen, and of the traffic of the spice merchants, and of all the kings of Arabia. What in the world? Arabia. And of the governors of the country. And King Solomon made 200 targets of beaten gold. 600 shekels of gold went to one target, and he made 300 shields of beaten gold. 3 pounds of gold went to one shield, and the gold, 3 pounds of gold went to one shield. I just repeated that. And the king put them in the house of the forest of Lebanon. Moreover, the king made a great throne of ivory, and overlaid it with the best gold. The throne had 6 steps, and the top of the throne was round behind. And there were stays on either side of the place of the seat, and 2 lions stood beside the stays, and 12 lions stood there on the one side, and on the other upon the 6 steps. There was not the like made in any kingdom. And all King Solomon's drinking vessels were of gold. Really? And all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were of pure gold. My goodness. None were of silver. It was nothing accounted in the days of Solomon. For the king had let's see, a navy of Thrashish, and the navy of Haram. Once in 3 years came the navy of Thrashish, bringing gold and silver, ivory and apes and peacocks. So they brought apes and peacocks. That is a weird combination. I'm sorry. I just got a picture of like some apes and peacocks here. With gold and silver. Okay. So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom. And all the earth sought to Solomon to hear his wisdom which God had put in his heart. So, God's put all this in his heart and made him filthy rich. Gold and all kinds of stuff. And they brought every man his present, vessels of silver and vessels of gold, and garments and armor, and spices, horses and mules. Hey, horses and mules, dude. They made jackasses. A rate year by year. Or I called it a unicorn. Alright. I'm not joking on the Bible, guys. But you put a horse and a donkey together. So, see, how are you going to get the horses and the mules, right? Because the mule is a jackass. But what happens to the donkey? The donkey disappeared. Would you just... So you brought something that could be bred and brought something that couldn't reproduce at all. So it's just going to grow and die. It's like, these are beautiful and these are worthless. Sort of. But, I mean, they come in use, though. They're really strong. They're very short and stocky. Alright, so... I would rather have the horses. Then again, I love the donkey, especially Shrek. Shrek, oh my gosh. The donkey's awesome. And Solomon gathered together chariots and horsemen, and he had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen, whom he bestowed in the cities for chariots, and with the king at Jerusalem. And the king made silver to be in Jerusalem as stones, and cedars made he to be as the sycamore trees that are in the vale, for abundance. And Solomon had horses brought out of Egypt, and linen yarn. Where did the camels go? The king's merchants received the linen yarn at a price. And the chariots came up and went out of Egypt for 600 shekels of silver, and a horse for 150. And so for all the kings of the Hittites and for the kings of Syria did they bring them out by their means. Solomon seduced into idolatry. But King Solomon loved many strange women. I don't think that means they look strange. I think that means that, just like the newbies. Hiya! So, I figured this was okay though, right? Back in the days, old days or something, there were many wives, right? And concubines too. You know very well ain't none of these women agreed to that. Somebody. It goes both ways. No. Together with the daughter of Pharaoh. Ooh, the daughter of Pharaoh. You know that's why they love their gold. Egyptians love their gold. They do, don't they? Not fond of wearing it particularly, I don't believe, but I'm not. I'm afraid I might break it. Anyways, though, gold, yeah, that gold glitter and all that good stuff, right? Gold. Oh. All right, so women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. He just got around. He really did. Got around. You know the daughter of Pharaoh was in on it, right? She didn't just sit around doing nothing. She went in on it. Totally. Totally in on it. You know, they got a name for that type of relationship. Open relationship? Alright. Swingers? Sounds about right, right? Got names up there. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. And he had 7. I'm going to choke on that word. Okay. He had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. My goodness. And his wives turned away his heart. No, he did that. That dude did that. No, the man. Oh gosh, you know his heart was the woman, right? She looked away. She was like, man, I'm tired of this. How you gonna have all these people and then you ain't even, man, I don't look at you the same way. Doing all these things. She grow tired. Pharaoh, she grow tired. She said, no, I'm tired of this. You done got how many wives? I don't forgot their names. You got, I'm just gonna call this one it, and you 3 are the whatever, I don't know, just somebody come over here. You don't forget, that's too many women and concubines. So he married some of them and other ones. And then some were princesses. So he just dressed them up or something? What? Alright, for it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. So this is lowercase gods. So they turned away his heart unto other gods. It's lowercase gods here. So that's them being like, dude, you old, you can't do nothing no more. We're just gonna go over here. Okay, just saying. Alright. Hey, look, this stuff is true. Alright, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord, his God. Now that's capital G. So he went from lowercase g to capital G with some lowercase letters, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians. So he went after the goddess, Ashtaroth. And after Malcolm, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, and the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Malach, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. Lowercase. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice. Only showed up twice, that's it. And he had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. But he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, Forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and I will give it to thy servant. Really? Notwithstanding, in thy days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to the son, for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake which I have chosen. Solomon's adversaries. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was of the king's seed in Edom. For it came to pass, when David was in Edom, and Joab, the captain of the host, was gone up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom. That Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him, to go into Egypt. Hadad being yet a little child, and they arose out of Midian and came to Pharan, and they took men with them out of Pharan, and they came to Egypt unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which gave him a house, and appointed him victuals, and gave him land. And Hadad found great favor in the sight of Pharaoh, so that he gave him to wife the sister of his own wife, the sister of Taphanes the queen. And the sister of Taphanes bare him Ganabath his son, whom Taphanes weaned in Pharaoh's house, and Ganabath was the Pharaoh's household among the sons of Pharaoh. And when Hadad heard in Egypt, and that David slept with his fathers, and that Joab the captain of the host was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, Let me depart, that I may go to my own country. Then Pharaoh said unto him, But what hast thou lacked with me, that, behold, thou seest to go to thy own country? Then Pharaoh said unto him, But what hast thou lacked with me? Wow! That, behold, thou seekest to go to thy own country. And he answered, Nothing, howbeit, let me go in any wise. And God stirred him up, another adversary, Rezon, the son of Eladah, which fled from his lord Hadazer, king of Zobah, and he gathered men unto him, and became captain over a band, when David slew them of Zobah. And they went to Damascus, and dwelt therein, and reigned in Damascus. And he was an adversary to Israel all the days of Solomon, beside the mischief that Hadad did, and he abhorred Israel, and reigned over Syria. The rise of Jeroboam. And Jeroboam, the son of Nabat, and Ephrathite of Zeradah, Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zeruiah, a widowed woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Melio and repaired the breaches of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor, and Solomon, seeing the young man, that he was industrious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph. And it came to pass at that time, when Jeroboam went out to Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they too were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him, and rent it in 12 pieces. And he said to Jeroboam, Take the 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. Because that they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in my eyes, and keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince of all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his sons I will give 1 tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to be, put my name there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thou so desirest, and shalt be king over Israel. And it shall be, if thou wilt hearken unto all that I command thee, and wilt walk in my ways, and do that is right in my sight, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, that I will be with thee, and build thee a sure house, as I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee. And I will for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever. Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam. And Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt unto Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. The death of Solomon, and the rest of the acts of Solomon, and all that he did, and his wisdom, are they not written in the book of the acts of Solomon? And the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. And Solomon slept with his fathers, and was buried in the city of David his father, and Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead. Alright, thank you all for joining me so far. So if anybody did have to take a break, I know this will show up later, right? If anybody is with me still, I appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to be moving forward here. Finish this up. I got some important things I need to do. Per usual. Everybody got important things, right? So now we're going to be moving forward to Luke chapter 21, verses 20 to 38. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then now know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of the and it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon these people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be laid away captive unto all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Signs preliminary to Christ's second coming. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations and perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, man's hearts falling them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And he spake to them in parable. Behold the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth. Ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. So likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is nigh at hand. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that the day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And in the daytime he was teaching in the temple, and at night he went out and abode in the mount that it is called the Mount of Olives. And all the people came early in the morning to him in the temple for to hear him. All right, thank you all for joining me. So hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day, right? So till tomorrow. Amen. God bless you all. Mwah, see ya.